The theme of our pledge drive, our stewardship drive this year, is sustaining our capacity to make good trouble.
Our faith has challenged us to make good trouble, to make good trouble, to make good trouble. Our faith has challenged us to make good trouble, to make this world a better place.
What drew you to First U?
I have been attending services at First U now for about 3 years. 3 years ago, I was simply looking for a place to attend a church service on Easter Sunday. Then I walked through the doors of First U. Since that time, I have experienced a very welcoming, very humble, and extremely inviting congregation, and I've made some friends along the way. I have taken the time to explore some of the different items and community events that First U has to offer, and I've even joined the choir. I can truly say that First U over these past 3 years has made my life much more fulfilled.
Sharon, you've been coming to the congregation for a while, and I'm really curious, what drew you here? What was it that was a motivation for you to come here?
I would drive by on 202 and see the billboard at the church. Now, I knew a little bit about what Unitarian Universalists were, but not a lot. But all the messages that I saw about the various meetings, and I thought, this is really up my street, and it took me a while because I'd stopped going to church many years, and I was raised Catholic, but had been to many different services with friends, and even when I was in the military, I'd try out every church on base, and so I was always seeking, but just seeing what the church seemed focused on in terms of social justice, equality, LGBTQ rights. I thought, wow, this is very interesting, especially during this time. But more than anything else, I was seeking a community. I felt it was time for me to find a community of like-minded people. And so I had a very difficult year, a very challenging year. And I thought, it's time. It's just time. And so I just, with one Sunday, got up and said, I'm going here. I want to see who these people are. And that first Sunday, I was truly amazed, I have to say, because I'd never experienced a church service like this one. And I had mentioned before that song, This Little Light of Mine. I thought, wow, a church is singing this song, and I really felt I needed to hear that at that point. And I was just truly, truly impressed with the message. I immediately found that I wasn't being preached to, but it was as if someone was sharing what they had read and touched them, and found whatever that topic was, but it wasn't just biblical focused, and that's all I'm being told to follow. It was, look what this person said or this one said, and it really touched me, mainly because I was a reader, and my children are readers, especially my older son. He was a bookworm and a poet, and a writer. And so I thought, wow, somebody, or the minds or the thinking people here, people who think, And it just really, I thought, I think I found my place. I found a place where I feel okay.
Hi, I'm Linda Sanders. I've been a member here at First Unitarian for a little over 10 years, and I'm also a member of the executive team, which is the managing part of our processes here. And I want to talk to you today about my thoughts about our stewardship campaign that we're calling Making Good Trouble. I really want to start saying we appreciate everyone's support of our church, whether it's financially or with your time and your service. It means a lot to all of us here at First U, and I really appreciate it. And I know that we all have different financial situations, so giving is a very personal and family decision, but I want to give you some information about what we spend your money on and why it is that it's important that everyone try to look at their situation and be intentional about their giving this year and seeing what they can do to increase it. First, if you look at the chart that shows the three main areas of our ministry, which supports our mission, they are the children's education, our worship services, and then all the other programming we do. And I'll break it down into those three main pillars, I call them, of our services. With our worship program, that's what we do on Sunday mornings here in the sanctuary and also online. And we record the online streaming so you can watch it later at your leisure, which I really appreciate because on Sunday mornings, I'm usually upstairs with my grandson in the children's program. And I love being able to sit down on Sunday evenings with a nice cup of coffee or hot chocolate and watch the services and really enjoy the sermon and the music and see what you all experienced on Sunday morning in the sanctuary. So I love that we record those. So to provide our Sunday services cost about $1,100 a year per member. And our next main area of programming is our Children and Youth Religious Education, which we call CYRE. And this is what our children experience upstairs during Sundays, and also all the other activities they have, like the youth program where they go on service missions and that sort of thing. I stay upstairs with my grandson because he's a little bit shy and he wants me to be up there with him, but also because I love being up there with the kids and seeing the values that they're being taught and the kindness they experience and the interactions between the children there. And I love getting to know our children. So our CYRE program costs about $414 a year per member. The third area of programming is all the other programming that we provide in our social justice programs like ILYA, which is Independent Living for Young Adults, which helps young adults aging out of foster care. Also our CAPAS program, which is supporting a mother and her son who are seeking asylum here in the U.S. Our environmental justice work, like our vegan potluck dinners and other environmental programs that we do. And our cooking for EDR and serving meals there. Our live stream programs, which I hope many of you participate in because we have some great programs there for adults. And our Soul Matters and our small other small ministry circles. To do all of this type of programming cost about $484 a year. So if you add those three main pillars of our mission that we serve, it's about $2,000 a year per member. So that's what we do with the contributions you provide. Now I'd like to look at the chart that shows the levels of giving to show you where we currently get that money from. If you look at the chart, you'll see that the ranges of giving range from about $45,000 a member to about $250 a member, with about 50 people not pledging at all to our pledge drives. Now, if you're a numbers person like me, you'll look at that and you'll see that about half of our giving, half of what we need to run our church, is provided by 10% of our members, and they're getting older. So in order to continue our services that we provide, we need a broader range of giving across our congregation. So if you look at the chart in yellow, that's the aspirational giving, I call it. That's what we wish everybody would be able to do so that our giving is spread more largely across our congregation. So what I really hope is that everyone will look at this information and think about what this church means to you. I know what it means to me, and it means so much, and I'm so glad to be a member here and so glad to be able to support this church. I hope you are too, and I hope you think about very intentionally what you can do to support our Making Good Trouble campaign this year. Thank you.